I've made a point that I will never have a U.S. Open where I am not betting on Koepka as long as he's healthy. And I was hoping for a better number. I know nobody's paying attention to the Live Tour, and you shouldn't, but he did shoot a 7 under on Sunday. Like the competition and where you play, stuff like that, Horvey, I don't think we could put too much into it because who the hell's even playing? But when you go 7 under on Sunday, squeak your way into the top 10, I think it's worth paying attention to. And a guy that's won multiple U.S. Opens, worth paying attention to.
Yeah, obviously a lot different, man, but this is actually like, especially right before majors, when I do start paying some attention to Live if I'm not betting it. And I'm with you. Like, I love Brooksy. I'm a big Koepka guy. If there's a major and he's healthy, like you said, and that's what it comes down to, health. He's a big game player. Then I'm going to at least play a top 10, a top 20. I did take a shot with his outright. And I also played Bryson, and I played Bryson first round leader as well. And that's why I've been playing him. He's been trending much better on the Live Tour as well. And I'm Team Meathead, so I like both of those guys. So I'll join you on them.
Going Bryson. Oh, man, you're all about the Live, huh? They haven't done great in
Well,
these majors here, but you're big on them for this tournament?
these are small bets for me. Those are really small. I play Bryson, and I play Brooksy whenever there's a major. Like you said, if they're fully healthy. But this is kind of a one bullet week for me, really. I have one really big bet. I have one big future. I'm all about, if you listen to BetMGM tonight, I am Team Colin Morikawa. Number one in the fan club. Bet him at 20-1. Bet him again at 17-1. And I still like the price right now that BetMGM's offering at 14-1. Maybe you wait to bet him live, but I'm just hoping that he gets off to a hot start here. I mean, he's been battling with Scotty, man. I mean, came up just short again on Sunday. Really beat himself, though, on the back nine. It wasn't really about Scotty. It was more about Morikawa. Just kind of fell apart, didn't take advantage. But he's been trending really well if you're paying attention. 3 straight top 4 finishes. Finished runner-up again last Sunday. Tied for 3rd at the Masters. Tied for 4th at the PGA Championship in his 2 major championship appearances so far this season. And again, like, it's the Donald Ross design last season where he played well. He tied for 6th at the Tour Championship. We know about the accuracy off the tee. Really good with the iron play, but his short game has been much better the last couple months. And that's always what I worry about with Colin. But mentally looks really good, looks healthy. And his results, 3rd, 9th, 16th, 4th, 4th, 2nd. So I played a top 20 finish as well, minus 120. But I'm all about Colin, still at 14-1. I really like him this weekend.
Yeah, I see a 16 out there. There's nothing you can say against Morikawa. With the season that he's put together, you talked about a lot of the finishes, whether you're talking about majors, just every week, dude's competing.
Yeah.
Best irons in the world. And at these U.S. Open courses, 2 of the last 3 years, he's finished top 5. I get it. I totally get it. Would you pick Morikawa over Koepka? I know you like both this week, but they're kind of in that same range with Koepka 22, Morikawa 16. Or you could, I guess you could throw Hovland in there as well. He's 20. I'd take Morikawa over Hovland.
I would take Morikawa over Hovland. The guy I was going back and forth on between him and Colin was actually Ludwig, man. I just do not have good success with Vic. And then if I stay away with, like, what I should do is just play Vic every weekend. Because if I don't play him, then he's most likely going to win or at least show up for like a T5 or at least be in contention on Sunday. And like legitimately, that's all I really want is a golfer in contention on that final day so I can enjoy on my couch. Yeah, I'd probably lean Colin like as far as the play. But right now at price, because of the price, it'd probably be Koepka for me. And we know he's just like a big game player. Like this is what he lives for, these majors, these big events. So probably Colin, though, to answer the question for me at least.
Yeah. I'm not doing anything with Scheffler, are you?
No, man, but it's so hard. Like, look at his last 8 starts, man. First, second, first, 8th, second, first.
What do you do?
And let's look at
what do you do?
Like,
what is there for you to do with him? You know what I mean? You're going to take plus 33, 333?
No. I mean, I'm not taking a 3-1 price, and I've actually seen worse prices out there. It's going to be interesting to see where we close. I mean, but the problem is, man, over the last 36 rounds, he's number 1 in the field for pretty much every metric, right? Ball striking, approach, bogey avoidance, everything that you're looking for. Like, to beat Scotty Scheffler, you legitimately need him to be arrested. That's the only way to stop him, is he needs to be
Right.
arrested. I mean, that's the it's like playing against Tiger back in the day. But I can't do it at that price, man. So I'm staying away from Scotty Scheffler. No top 10s, no top 20s, obviously, because you're laying heavy chalk right there. So I'm just staying away, unfortunately, which means he probably wins. It's probably another boring tournament. And on Sunday, I won't even say I'm kicking myself, though. That's not a number I'm looking to play.
Yeah, yeah. You know what he can do. You know at the level he is right now. He keeps winning, and that's the tough part. But I guess that's why
Right.
we're able to find some monster numbers, some good value plays on a lot of these other golfers. If you're looking at trends at U.S. Open, if we look over the last decade, now typically, like most majors, you need someone in the world golf rankings that's going to be top 25, top 30. That's, let's see, last 10 years, all of them have been in the top 32 of the world golf ratings. Typically, late 20s. That's the average age of your U.S. Open winners. It's interesting because when you talk about the British, usually older players, maybe mid 30s. But for the U.S. Open, usually late 20s when those guys finally break through, whether it's about Kepka or DJ. That's the age range that you're looking at. Experience. We talk about Masters experience. Now, Wyndham Clark, a bit of an outlier a season ago, but you need to go through these U.S. Open courses a good 5, 6, 7, 8 times typically before you end up winning. Some believe in the week before taking it off. Some believe in playing. Like there's a difference of opinion there, but a lot of times guys that have that extra rest do perform well at the U.S. Open. So a few trends we're taking a look at, and I bring those up because one golfer that checks a lot of those boxes that is a long shot that our buddy Jeff Feinberg brought up earlier this hour on the show was Tyrrell Hatton, that he checks a lot of those boxes. And just based on that, at 66-1, I feel like I've got to do something, whether it's matchup based or, top 5, top 10 with Hatton as a long shot.
If someone just asked me who they should bet this week as I try to, I think I'm just so deep in the forest, I'd be like, you make a decision, Scotty or Brooks. Scotty or Brooks, that could probably be the decision to make. What isn't, you look at the past winners of the US Open, guys, it's literally just been all these great players in and around the same age who we were so confident would win a major. And that is still the lane that I feel like I am kind of betting in, but so many first time winners, Bryson, Rahm, Dustin, granted, we might not have been expecting it, but Fitzpatrick and even last year with Wyndham, Brooks, first time here, even Justin Rose, first time. Rory's first major was a U.S. Open. So it really has become a bit of a breakthrough major, which makes me even sadder that Scotty's so dominant, because there are so many great young players who you think could be primed for a week like this. Cam Smith, 50-1. You're trying to pick that lane for what Pinehurst could be, should be. I'm ignoring his Sunday 80 in Houston. There's very few guys talking about how much they like it here. He's called the place eye candy. So the mental part of it, I already feel like I'm excited for his ability with the wide fairways. You feel like he won't get killed off the tee, and his ability to make those pars. And at the top, because U.S. Opens are won by good players. I am doing it, friends. I don't know whether it's emotional. I don't know whether I just want it to happen, as we're at the 1-year anniversary of Jay Monahan bailing on these guys with a tummy ache and hanging Rory out to dry. But Rory McIlroy, 13-1. It's a bit quieter. The Masters always brings out Rory. The PG, like in terms of the noise. The PGA Championship, of course he won it after that bonkers Wells Fargo Sunday. It was so much noise. And then the personal. Obviously, there's still a little personal, but you look at his U.S. Open record. The last 5 years, he has not finished outside of 10th place. A U.S. Open setup is something Rory McIlroy knows. I just believe it could be more like want than true belief, but I do believe these tournaments, these big ones, they're only going to be won by the really good players. And I wanted to back one, and I decided it is the time for Rory McIlroy as we approach the decade mark without a major. On the flip side, a guy that I am just going back and forth. Can I trust? Do I want to back? I'll tell you guys, it is Ty Hatton. You just look at this course, and if you can trust his makeup and his ability to mentally survive, I think there are a few better players better suited for this golf course. What comes to my mind instantly is his final round at the Players a year ago, where everyone was just in disaster mode, and he was on a different layout. That Donald Ross course, I love Terrell Hatton. I don't know whether that would be a placing, but I'm looking to bet him in matchups versus almost anybody the books would give me against him.